Welcome to your Week 8 edition of Alabama Head to Head. I'm Lauren Sisler with AL.com. Jim Dunaway with the JOX Roundtable. We are here hanging out at the Caliber store in Homewood, Alabama. You can check them out for all your hunting and fishing needs. And guess what, Jim? Third Saturday in October. You know what that means?
It's a rivalry game, rivalry week, if you will. And we're outside in fall weather because it's such a beautiful trip up to Knoxville with all the foliage and everything. But the color of fall is usually crimson these days in this rivalry. Alabama, a 29-point favorite. In fact, they've won this game so many times in a row. Jeremy Pruitt actually said this week as a head coach at Tennessee, we need to start doing our part just to make this a rivalry.
All right, let's go 3 and out. Okay, Jim, we're going first down. Should Tua play or should Tua not play? Re-aggravated his knee against Missouri this past weekend. He sprained it a couple weeks ago. So the big question, will we see him take all the snaps in this game, or most of the snaps, should I say?
From what I hear, they've taken care of everything on the inside of the knee, so now it's just about it getting stronger and stronger. He says he's better this week than he was last week, and the medical staff's going to clear him to play. So if he wants to play, he's going to play. Here's the upside. He's very much the favorite to win the Heisman. That's huge for Tua, for the Tagovailoa family, but also for the Alabama program. Having a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback is something the school's never had. So I'm all for him playing if he's cleared to play and putting up the numbers. And then Jalen Hurts is there to play as well. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think you make all great points there, but I must say, from a former athlete standpoint, when you go out into a game and you've got something kind of nagging you, bothering, we don't really know how bad it is. Coach Saban said this week he's better this week than he was last week coming into this football game. But I'm one of those people that knows when you've got an injury, you are always going to favor that leg, maybe create another injury. To me, I'm looking at it kind of like this. You have Tennessee, you get a bye week. Give them 2 weeks of rest. Let's focus on November. Let's focus on winning that campaign on the back end of the season.
On second down, Raekwon Davis throws a couple of combination punches against Missouri this past week. Gets penalized but does not get ejected from the game. Greg Sankey and Nick Saban had a conversation. Nick Saban says he'll handle it internally should Raekwon Davis miss some playing time for the punches.
I think that he should miss maybe a little bit of playing time. I don't know how you necessarily measure that type of punishment, but I think it does set a precedent because, look, bottom line, if you're a guy that's going to go out there and, you got to run a couple extra stadiums or whatever physical activity it may be, to me, that doesn't bother me. Having to sit out during a football game, that is a pride thing, and I think that sets a precedent for everybody else saying, hey, don't act like an idiot, okay?
Yeah, there's only so many snaps you get in your college career, so missing playing time would be huge for Raekwon Davis, but I do think he'll miss playing time at Tennessee, whether it be a half or whether it be the entire football game. I'm amazed he did not get ejected for that. Usually one punch gets you kicked out of the game.
Yeah, and props to Raekwon Davis for sending a tweet out to Kevin Pendleton, apologizing to the fans, his family, to everybody out there, including Kevin. And obviously he says, all good, man. So everybody is happy. One big happy SEC family. Moving on to third down, Jerry Jeudy. He is trailblazing this year. He's on his way to set a big record. Amari Cooper had 16 touchdowns, the most single-season touchdowns in the history of Alabama. He's on track to that. Right now he's at 9. Will Jerry Jeudy exceed that record this season? And how many touchdowns does he get this week against Tennessee?
Well, if you even do one at a time, he has the opportunity to break the record, 1 touchdown per game. But there's multiple touchdown games coming for Jerry Jeudy in big-time atmospheres where you'll get a 4-quarter performance from Tua Tagovailoa. Jeudy has obviously emerged as the go-to guy, and he right now can't be covered man-to-man. He's going to have to draw as they go throughout the rest of the season over-the-top help. And Mike Loxley even said this past week, I'm surprised they continue to let him run free on so many plays. Anytime he's running free, one-on-one, Tua's feeding him the football, and that opens the door for more touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 things I'm looking at in this upcoming matchup. Will Tua play or will he not play? That is Tua's #1 target as of right now, and he's leading right now with the most explosive plays in the country. So that's #1. And #2, Devontae Smith is injured right now. He's kind of day-to-day, so that's their second target. Now we're moving on to our next segment. We're going to call this one Throwback Thursday.
We're going all the way back to the last time Tennessee beat Alabama, which was pre-Saban, back in 2006. A lot of things have been born or started to happen here on Earth, this great planet we live on, since Tennessee last won the football game. A couple of those are
We didn't send money via Venmo. That's
No
one of the
Venmo.
newest ones. No Venmo. We didn't tweet, and you're like the king of all tweets, so I don't know what you did without Twitter back in the day.
So back in 2006, I couldn't have got on and said, hashtag VFL, Vol for Life, just crushed the tide. They didn't have Twitter.
Uber. Uber did not exist back then. Think about how this world has completely changed.
Yeah, woo, we
since you
beat
could Uber.
Alabama. I've had too many drinks. Let me Uber home. Nope, no Uber.
Nope.
I had to call a taxi.
Taxi and no Spotify. Like back in the day, I'm not going to tell on myself, but I kind of am. Piracy was sort of a thing with Napster and all that, but now we got Spotify. You pay a subscription and you pay for your music.
Oh, I used to buy it 99 cents a song.
Woo.
You'd sit there and have to debate. Do I want to spend $12.99 on the whole album or 99 cents for one song?
One song.
So we always end with our predictions for the week. We've been pretty good at this, especially if you ever say Alabama scoring 50. They didn't do that last week, though. A 39-10 victory over Missouri. Give me the pick over Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it again this week against Tennessee in Neyland Stadium. I think this is going to be a raucous crowd. Jarrett Garantano had a season performance against Auburn, a career performance, if you will. And Jeremy Pruitt, he's got a pretty good read on Nick Saban and his defense,
Absolutely.
I think. So I'm going to go 41-20. Alabama wins this one by 21.
I'm going to go 41-13, the final score there. 41-13, Alabama over Tennessee. So whether you bleed orange or crimson, mostly crimson, enjoy the third Saturday in October, right?
See ya. Then it is go time. Alabama-Tennessee week. Third week in October?
Rivalry week.
Rivalry week.
That's not
Rivalry
easy. Not
Rivalry
easy to
week.
say.
Before we wrap up this little segment here, Jim, where were you back in 2006 when Tennessee beat Alabama?
Well, I was in the press box and on the sideline covering the game. I used to always wonder, would Alabama ever beat Tennessee again? Because this series has had a lot of streaks, and it had been a long time since Alabama had beaten Tennessee, since back in Gene Stallings' day. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, Nick Saban came.
I, on the other hand, was a spring chicken freshly out of college, just retiring from my gymnastics career, wondering what the heck I was going to do with my life. Well, of course, I entered into broadcasting, and little did I know that I'd be sitting in the press box next to you the next how many years since 2011 that I've been able to enjoy this lovely rivalry. That's what's up. This video was brought to you by Caliber, a luxury store in Homewood, Alabama that's reviving the finer things in hunting and fishing.